out of all of the 33 hacks, which are all helpful, these are the three that I absolutely cannot live without. These are the three that integrate into almost every element that you do, even for life and for work. So I want to break that down for you today. Hi, by the way, I'm June, like the month. And these are the three hacks that I cannot live without. These are the tools that are the must haves for anyone looking to optimize their workflow in their work and also their personal life. So let's dive into how these are absolute must haves and why I think it can be helpful to you too. All right. Here are the points that I want to run through. The first one is pretty obvious, but ChatGPT has changed the game. I believe that you can integrate ChatGPT into almost anything that you can think of now. And you've got to do it in a way, though, that you're training this AI because when you prompt it at first, sometimes it's not going to be that helpful. However, ChatGPT is such a useful tool. Of course, we all know that AI is revolutionizing information gathering and it's changing the way that we work. And it's not like Google doesn't exist for us where we couldn't have found all the answers anyway. But the way that ChatGPT is structured and how it is so user friendly, where you just ask it a question and it just delivers you the answer so directly. It is capable of understanding how us as humans operate in our thinking, and it generates human like responses, which is a lot different than going into Google and having search results that are listed and you have to go in and find the answer anyway. So that's why it, of course, is enabling us to access the things that we want so much quicker, so much faster, and a lot more directly as well. And I can safely say that never, not even once, have I prompted it and taught it really well to have output that speaks like me or has output that is in a structure that works for me. Have I been able to directly use the information it's given me? I've always had to reiterate, I've always had to give it more clear prompts. And so that's something that we need to be aware of. Whenever using ChatGPT, you've got to really use it wisely because, of course, these answers are generated from what it has learned already, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always correct either. So it's up to you to make sure that you're checking off what ChatGPT is actually creating for you and also making sure there's that personalization. There's that element of you that goes into the answers and you're integrating the possibilities from that. This might sound a little sad, actually, but I have also used ChatGPT even to support me in just brainstorming in general. The first few steps to an idea because it allows to unblock me getting started. And I think that as a tool to help generate motivation and help like curate ideas, that is one of the best uses for ChatGPT that I've found. A really silly example I have is our doctor wrote down the gender of our baby that's coming in a piece of paper. And so I need to find a creative idea to do a gender reveal. And instead of Googling a couple of ideas or looking on Pinterest, I just asked ChatGPT and I gave it parameters. I gave it a brief of what I want. I don't want it to be extravagant. I don't want it to be big. I want it to be private and for family only. So, what are the things that I could do? What are some ideas? It's so helpful to be able to get that ball rolling. I love that one. Among, of course, like it helping with copy and marketing and a lot of other pieces that are so useful in business, absolutely use ChatGPT. And I think as ChatGPT is improving and now there's custom GPTs out, it's going to continuously get even better. So the ways that we integrate it are always going to evolve. And I think it's important to stay on top of. The second tool is Beeper. This is a tool that is one inbox to rule them all. It is the first one that I have used that pulls in all of my chats. So your WhatsApp business, your messenger on Facebook, your Instagram DMs, your TikTok. inbox and even my LinkedIn inbox. It's all in the one place, which is incredible because then I don't have to go into each platform, find out where the conversation's going, or even just try to stay on top of the multitude of messages that come through on a daily. It allows us to be on top of any engagement pieces, and it's all in one place. So you never have to miss a beat. Your chat networks are all streamlined and seamless into this one place. So you stay organized without having to worry about logging in constantly on different platforms, which is really useful. Beeper is just a space for unified communications, and you can still see where you're contacting them from and what platform it's coming through on. It does need to be re-authenticated and updated regularly just to make sure the APIs are connected. But I find that having this one allows me to have this peace of mind that I'm not missing anything. With a caveat of saying that sometimes you don't always have to have your notifications on and you don't have to be available to message or DM constantly. So I do like to turn off Beeper sometimes to not have the distractions of communication. I find that it is also important to limit your comms time in general. But the fact that instead of having all of these multiple apps open, I can just have one is really helpful to me. And I hope that works for you too. My third hack is the iCloud sync. I don't know how anyone who doesn't have Apple devices does this. And it's such a simple one, but I really cannot do it. The iCloud sync I'm referring to is about simplifying life across your devices. So your iPhone, your Mac, these should all talk to each other. And because there's this magic Apple ecosystem where your iCloud just links them all up, and it's not just about airdropping files of high quality across from each other. It's also just the convenience of, okay, I prefer typing or writing on my laptop. And then if I need to have a caption or take this piece of information onto my phone, I can just do that by control copy, control paste over here. I don't know how anybody doesn't have this or doesn't do this feature. I think I set this up for Sorel and she had been using a Mac and an iPhone for years, but she had never synced them up so that it could create this ease. I would hate to, it sounds dumb, but I can't do it. I cannot copy a chunk of text or something I need into a note and then email it to myself in order to open that email and then copy that out and then paste it into my phone. That's not efficient. You're literally wasting so much time doing that. So iCloud is much more expensive than just the copy paste feature. There are a bunch of iCloud hacks that I absolutely love to use, including text replacement, including preview signatures, including the text copy from photos. I'll get into that another time. But just having everything connected and work seamlessly for you, and as simple as your photos being backed up immediately without you having to do any sort of backup, just does it while you're connected to the Wi-Fi. I've never had to worry about losing anything ever. This one is one of those ones that like I don't think is a big deal, but it's so important to me that I could not live without it. Once I had a new device, and that's like the first thing that I set up. I don't care about everything else. I just need to make sure that my workflow is optimized in the little moments. Because you think it's not a big deal, but you doing all those crazy steps, like checking your email, sending it across, like, whereas you could have just done Command C, Command V in 1 second, that accumulates over time. I don't know how often you're doing it, but I'm doing it multiple times a day. So just to wrap that up, the three main tools that we've talked about today that are must-haves are ChatGPT, Beeper, and the iCloud sync. These are not just tools, they're extensions of your work and simplifying your processes. You can integrate these into your daily routine, and all of these will help you save a lot of time and create a lot of flow and ease in your life. These are part of the 33 hacks that you can get here. I will be running through the other categories as well as part of this series. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. If you like the vibe, please subscribe. I'm June, and I hope you have an amazing day. Ciao. Bye.